How's it going? This is episode 3, and today I'm going to be going over the Sniper Monkey. And Sniper Monkey is very interesting because he is kind of different than most of the other towers, and that's because he can pop anything, anywhere. And let's go over him just a little bit. First of all, which side do I like more? Do I like the left side or the right side? And you kind of need a combination of both to be effective. So you can't just build all the way on the left, you can't just build all the way on the right. You kind of just got to switch off left and right to get the effective tower. And I do technically like the right side better, but let's go over that in a little bit more detail with this guy. First of all, where do you place him? You can place him anywhere on the entire place, wherever you want. You can put him up here, you can put him down here, you can put him on the left. What I sometimes do is I like to just put him somewhere in the middle where I know I'm not going to build any towers, because I normally end up put my monkey village somewhere around there, and he'll get some extra popping power and radar from that eventually. So if I plan on putting the monkey village right here, which I usually don't think super far ahead of time where I'm going to put the monkey village, but sometimes I do. If I really have a problem beating something, I'll put him somewhere near where I'm going to put that. So that's why I usually place him. Do I usually get more than one sniper monkey? Not really. I don't really use sniper monkeys in the regular game very much. Sometimes I do, but I don't think they're that effective. The only thing I really use them for is Apocalypse mode. And in Apocalypse mode, it's definitely a lot different than what usually happens, because there's a lot of strong balloons and a bunch of weak balloons, and there's nothing really in between. So that's why the sniper monkey's kind of good, because he just kills all the strong balloons, then there's a bunch of weak balloons, then you have something that kills all the weak balloons. And that's why he's good in Apocalypse. In a normal game, he's really not that good because there's a bunch of random balloons. There can be either high tier balloons, middle level balloons, or low level balloons. So that's why the Sniper Monkey can be not very effective. Because he's only really good versus the strong balloons. He's not really good versus the weak balloons. So, or the middle level balloons. He's bad versus those as well. Because if a lot of middle level balloons come by, he just gets totally screwed. Let's start on the left side, talking about him a little bit, and then we'll switch over to the right side. I'm going to go over all the left side and then all of the right side. First of all, Full Metal Jacket. Or no, let's talk about the Sniper Monkey, just 0-0 first of all. 0-0 Super Monkey. Oh my god, I'm sorry guys. 0-0 Sniper Monkey can pop 2 layers of balloons, so he can pop a blue balloon in one shot. And let's show you guys that really fast, just in case you're interested. There's a couple blue balloons, and he pops them in one shot, pretty much no problem, but he does shoot kind of slow. If you notice, these 5 blue balloons got all the way over here, so not that good versus the beginning levels. You can use him in the beginning levels, but he's really not that good. The next thing is Full Metal Jacket, which can pop through 4 layers of balloon and can pop lead and frozen balloons, which this is very good for Apocalypse mode. You definitely need this for Apocalypse mode. But in the regular game, I mean, normally you're going to get this for a Sniper Monkey just because it helps so much versus the high tier balloons. Now normally if you have a high tier balloon like a zebra come in, what he's going to do is he's going to pop them into pinks. And then he's going to suck versus all the rest of these balloons. I mean, you don't just have one zebra come out, you know, you have a bunch of other things come out. And he does pop the zebra down to greens, but let's say you upgrade this guy to a Full Metal Jacket. This is going to help a bunch. You have sent out a zebra balloon, and he pops them down to greens, and then in 4 shots, he pops all those greens. And usually you're going to have something else to take care of the weak balloons, like those green balloons, and he's usually going to stay on strong and just pop most of the balloons like the zebras. So if a bunch of zebras come out, he can pop all these guys down to greens, and then your other towers take out the green balloons, and that's usually how you use a sniper. And, I mean, yeah, you're still going to lose all the lives if you just use Sniper Monkeys, but you usually don't just use Sniper Monkeys, you usually have something else to help out. And even like a couple tack shooters or a couple dart monkeys can help out pretty easily. And now, one thing I would like to mention about the Sniper Monkey before I get too far is that the difference between a Sniper Monkey and a glue gunner is kind of weird. In regular games like easy, medium, and hard, you definitely want to use glue gunners a lot more than snipers, just because the glue sticks the entire time and slows them down, while the Sniper Monkeys can do just as much popping power in the beginning. They will not do as much popping power in the end, and that's a big difference. So usually you want to use glue gunners over snipers for most of the time. Let's continue on with the left side though. There's .50, which can pop through 7 layers of balloon. So if you're in any level before like level 35, you can pretty much pop any balloon in one shot. So even these zebra balloons, oh, I didn't hit it, did I? Even these zebra balloons just popped in one shot. And then once you get to These guys, though, it's a little bit different. Then you just leave a bunch of red balloons. This is the rainbow balloons. And if you notice, you put them on strong, and you're popping rainbow balloons down to red, and you just have something else that comes up, and you can pop the red balloons. I mean, it's going to be super duper good. So yeah, he can be good if you use him well. And he has infinite range, so he's going to shoot all these guys. Now, if you have something random like a boomerang here just to pop all these guys, he can do really, really good. So look at that. Just pop all those rainbow balloons with 2 guys. That was pretty easy. But he also shoots slow, and he can't pop those weak balloons. And then, once you move on to the next one, which this is very expensive, by the way. You're talking a lot of money. You got $400 for the monkey, $350 for the second upgrade, $2,200 for the .50, which is very expensive, by the way. $2,200. Now you're talking about $3,000 for that sniper monkey. Then you have this, which is deadly precision, going from $3,000 to $10,500 for just this deadly precision upgrade. And yeah, you might say, oh my god, this is really good. You can pop ceramics in 1 hit. Yeah, but how often do you need to pop ceramics in 1 hit? Not very often. So obviously, I would say almost never get this deadly precision upgrade. It's just way too freaking expensive to use. By this time, you usually have ceramics that are, you don't have like 2 ceramics coming out and you can just pop them in 1 hit. No, you have like 10 ceramics coming out through here, and you're not going to pop them all, and by that time your other towers are going to be shooting in the ceramics, popping the ceramics, and then your sniper monkey's not going to get the full popping power out of what it needs to, because it's going to be shooting the red and yellow and green balloons instead of the ceramics, and that's not getting the full popping power out of your tower. So you need to make sure you get the full popping power out of your tower, and it sounds like I'm repeating that a lot because it's very, very true and very, very relevant. Because you could say, yeah, I have this guy, he can get a lot of popping power. But if you have a bunch of these crap balloons coming through, he can't do anything. He's doing nothing. He looks really good, but he's not doing anything. Even with this, doesn't even matter. You pop balloons in 1 shot, but everything just ran right through your defenses. But it obviously looks really good if you're like, oh yeah, he can pop 10 ceramics. Yeah, it looks good, but that's not what happens. You usually have other towers like cannons over here and boomerangs and stuff popping those ceramics, and then once they pop, all you're doing is your sniper's just shooting all the really crappy balloons and not really getting a lot of popping power. So that's the main problem with the snipers, is just because if you have other towers, they interact with the sniper and he doesn't do what he's supposed to. And then once you get to Cripple Moab. Okay, Cripple Moab is a weird upgrade because you're almost never going to use it in a real game just because it's so ridiculously expensive. You're talking about $20-something thousand for just this 1 sniper. And Cripple Moab, what it does is, let me show you really fast. It just stops Moabs in their tracks, basically. But BFBs, it's a little bit different. It doesn't stop them in their tracks, but it does pretty much stop them in their tracks. It's like slows it down so ridiculously slow that any of your other towers could easily pop it. Eventually, it will pop the BFB. Then once the Moabs come out, it actually will let a few of those Moabs get by. Now, on the other hand, the Oh My God, and I have them on strong, that's why this is happening. But the Oh My God does not get stopped as well by the sniper monkey. It looks like it stops for like a quarter of a second or something like that. So it's barely anything for Cripple Moab versus Oh My Gods. Does it help? Sure, it does help for some free play rounds and all that, but it's not really that amazing. A lot of people say, oh yeah, use a bunch of Cripple Moabs on free play rounds. And I honestly don't know, because I don't really play free play that much, but I could see how this probably would not be that good. I mean, I would stick with more towers that use lots of popping power instead of wasting all my time trying to stop these Oh My Gods just a tiny, tiny bit. It seems like it's not that effective. Plus, I mean, look at it. It's not even really doing any damage to this Oh My God. Now, one interesting thing about this is this, let's do last, and we're just going to use Moab. And the cool thing about this is that once it pops the Moab, it actually pops it down to blue balloons. So that's a lot of layers, guys. I don't know exactly how many layers that is, but it's a lot of layers. And, I mean, you have a ton of blue balloons, but, I mean, normally you'd prefer a lot of blue balloons than a freaking Moab. So that's also an interesting topic to talk about with the sniper. And then the next thing we'll talk about is the right side for the sniper. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of this kind of sniper, but he is not terrible. You have certain purposes for him. This Oh My God, it's taking forever to get by. So let's talk about the right side a little bit. Obviously, faster firing. You're probably not going to get faster firing until you get full metal jacket. But once you get that, he shoots almost twice as fast, so it is definitely worth it. I mean, it's like getting an extra sniper. Not exactly 2 times as fast, but roughly 2 times as fast. And then night vision goggles, which is just a camo upgrade. Is it worth it? Sometimes. Depends on how you're doing and what you're doing. If you're using a really weird strategy where you need this guy for camo detection, I don't know why you would do that, but I mean, I guess that could help. Usually if you're going to get camo detection and you're not going to rely on a sniper for camo detection, it's usually not very helpful, unless it's some sort of daily challenge. But, I mean, you're free to get it if you want. It's only $300, so it's not ridiculously expensive. And then, the 03 upgrade now. And that's a pretty intense upgrade. Do I like it? This is my favorite part of the sniper. And if you get full metal jacket and semi-automatic rifle, the sniper is pretty darn good. If you also get a 2-3 sniper rifle, that is very, very good as well. Now, when you get that, that's my favorite sniper. It's very expensive though. It costs like $10,000 to get that guy. Let's see, no, not that much. 3,500 plus 2,200 plus 800. So yeah, you're talking like 7,000, roughly 7,500, which is not ridiculous, but it's still a lot of money when you're talking about just a regular sniper guy who's not going to pop all the balloons. He doesn't have very many lower tier balloon popping power. But yeah, this semi-automatic rifle does shoot 3 times as fast, so if you just have a semi-automatic rifle with full metal jacket, it's actually not worth it. If you think about it for just a second, you have 1, 2, and 3 snipers. Ready for this? With full metal jacket and faster firing. Okay? How much does that cost? Now you're talking 400, 400, and 400, and then you're talking, well, you're talking about 400 for each upgrade, roughly. So that's $1,200 per sniper, like this. These 3 snipers actually equal this sniper right now. Right now. So if you're just getting this, this costs more than this. So overall, this guy would actually not be worth it compared to these 3. But if you're going to upgrade to a 2-3, that'll help a lot more, because if you're trying to pay $2,200 for every single upgrade, it's a big difference between that and paying just $2,200 for one guy who can shoot 3 times as fast. So that's the real critical point you need to think about with your sniper rifles. Which one is more effective? And effectiveness wise, only if you're going to get .50 is it good to get semi-automatic rifle. So if you're thinking about that ahead of time. Now if you're not going to get .50, just get these 3 guys over here. But if you are like, oh, maybe I'll get .50, get this guy, because he'll help out for later in the game. Let's get rid of these guys really fast. Then we'll talk about the 4th upgrade really fast, and that is supply drop. And supply drop is really kind of weird. I mean, would I use supply drop? No. I mean, could I use it for free play rounds? Sure. But would I use it in a real game? No. It costs $12,000, and it takes a long time for it to go all the way through its little cycle, and you get between like $500 and like $1,500. So it's a big difference between sometimes you can get really, really low amounts and sometimes you get really, really high amounts. So that's a big factor in how much money you're going to make. Let's just see how much money am I going to get this time. And I got $625. Sometimes you're going to get a really low amount, sometimes you're going to get a really high amount. And he is pretty decent for money if you get in the free play rounds, but if you're anything below 85, just stick with banana farms or something like that for your money. But I mean, the cool thing about this guy is you could actually get like 50 snipers just in this little section right here, and if you use 50 of these abilities all at once, you're going to get, you know, on roughly $40,000 or something like that. Well, if you have farms over here, you're going to have like 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 farms over here, and they're going to make $3,000 each. So you're going to get $15,000 compared to the $40,000. So space efficient, these guys are actually better. That's why you use them in free play rounds. You can actually get a lot more money per space compared to banana farms. Sadly, they're not like banana banks where you can just come back in 20 rounds, or not 20 rounds, like 10 rounds and just take the money out. You actually have to stay through every single round and click the button a bunch. So that's the problem with the sniper monkeys. And there I got $1,350. That was quite a big jump from last time, more than double. Anyways, I hope you guys liked my explanation about the sniper monkeys. I hope you guys are liking these episodes. If you do, please press the like button, and you guys are freaking awesome.